In Key Skill 3, we're going to be looking at how we can use our nth term formula. In question 1, we've been asked to find the 8th term in the sequence. So your nth term formula is really useful if you're asked to find a specific term in the sequence. You've been given the term number, in this case the term number is 8, and you want to find the term. So you start by writing down your A and your D. You can see that each time here we're adding 6. Okay, so you start by writing down UN, which is A plus D m minus 1. Simplify your expression by multiplying out the brackets. Okay, and then once you've got that, substitute in your term number. So in this case we want U8, or the 8th term. So wherever I had n, I've replaced it with 8. So 6 times 8 is 48, and then we take away 11. So the 8th term would be 37. Let's have a look at a different example. In this case, we've been asked to find the 5th term. Notice how there has been no discussion about the nth term. You're expected to know that in order to find the 5th term, you need to know the nth term. So start by writing down A, writing down D. We're decreasing each time by 2, so D is negative. Write the nth term. Formula first and then substitute. Now, to find the 5th term, you simply replace n with 5. So 2 times minus 5 is minus 10 plus 6. So it should be minus 4. In this case, it probably would have been easier just to substitute it in from here, but we're practicing using the formula. Now we're going to get a little bit more complicated. We've been told that the 2nd term in an arithmetic sequence is 13 and the 5th term is 19, hence find A and D. We have 2 things to find, A and D, so we're going to need to use a simultaneous equation. The first simultaneous equation is going to come from knowing that the 2nd term in an arithmetic sequence is 13, so we know that U2 is 13, and the 5th term is 19. So U5 is 19. Now we know that U2 comes from the formula A plus D times m minus 1, so you can write that for both of them. But here, because it's the 2nd term, we know that n is 2. So 2 minus 1 is 1, so A plus D is 13, that will give us one equation. And here, we're told that the 5th term is 19, so we know that D is 5. Now you want to set up a simultaneous equation. In this situation, it's probably easiest to do the elimination method, which means you're going to take the bottom equation and subtract it from the top equation. So A take away A will give you nothing, and 4D take away 1D would give you 3D. We can subtract straight away because we've got a 1A here and a 1A there. 19 take away 13 would give you 6. So D would be equal to 6 divided by 3. D would be equal to 2. If this is moving a little bit fast for you, it means you need to brush up on your simultaneous equations. I've got a whole playlist about that, so go and watch those videos if this step is confusing you. Once you know D, you can loop back to the start and find A. So if I know that A plus D is 13, but I know D is 2. A plus 2 is 13. So that must mean that A is equal to 13 take away 2. So A must be 11. You could take these numbers and substitute them back in the formula and check you got 13 and 19. The other place that the nth term is really useful is to determine if a number is in a sequence. Every number in a sequence will have its own specific term number. For example, here the first term has its own term number 1. The second term has its term number 2. The third term has its term number 3, and so on. So each term number should be a whole positive number. So what we're going to do in the situation here is write down A, write down D, plug them into the UN formula to calculate the nth term for this sequence. We're going to simplify this expression, and now we have a formula for the nth term. Now, if 59 is in this sequence, we should be able to find out its term number by letting this expression equal to 59 and solving for n. So here I'm going to do 59 plus 4, which would be 7n. So this would give me 63 is equal to 7n, and n must be equal to 9. Now, because n is a whole positive number, 59 is in our sequence, and 59 is in fact the 9th term in our sequence. If you had an answer here that was negative, or a fraction or a decimal, you would know that 59 is not in fact in your sequence.